Chapter 331. Sweet little angels. Lin Wanting's voice was as gentle as ever, causing Li Mo's ears to twitch slightly. He had to admit it. While he was waiting for Lin Wanting Jiatong, his heart unconsciously tensed up. He had yet to video chat with Lin Wanting. This kind of perspective was very strange. However, Lin Wanting's voice was very good at dispelling this feeling. Li Mo suppressed his tumbling emotions. He told her what Mama Li had told him. This made the smile on 001's face widen, and he said in surprise, "That's great. Thank Auntie for me." Hearing Lin Wanting's words and seeing her expression, Li Mo couldn't help but smile. Thus, his tone became even gentler. "Wait here, I still have some here. I'll show them to you. What flavor do you like?" When Li Mo left, 001 took off his clothes and began to change into pajamas. When Li Mo re-entered the video interface, the first thing that entered his eyes was a small, delicate and fair waist. There were even more beautiful and alluring sceneries above it. The phone in Li Mo's hand fell to the ground. It was so loud that all the other students in the dormitory heard it. Li Mo couldn't help but have a nosebleed. He quickly covered his nose. Even though Li Mo was fast enough, however, a few drops still fell onto his blanket. It was a dazzling scarlet color. Li Mo was dumbfounded. His mind was completely filled with what he had just seen. After changing his clothes, 001 looked at the black video in confusion. Why did Li Mo suddenly hang up? After Li Mo regained his senses, she hurriedly covered her phone. He was afraid that others would see such a scene. However, the school hunk, who had always been cold and calm, had become like this, which naturally attracted the attention of his roommates. Especially when they saw that Li Mo had a nosebleed. They all revealed a knowing smile between men. "Li Mo. Ah, Li Mo. I didn't expect you to be like this, Li Mo. That's right. Tell me, did you secretly watch an action movie by yourself just now? Look at him, he's on fire." Li Mo was speechless. He really couldn't explain himself. Moreover, in a sense, what they said wasn't wrong. It was precisely because of this that Li Mo felt extremely defeated and speechless. Li Mo's silence made them even more excited. Li Mo simply ignored them and rushed to the entrance of dormitory 001. Li Mo rushed over in one breath. When he reached downstairs, his mind calmed down. What was he doing? However, since he was already here, it was impossible for Li Mo to back down. Therefore, he took a deep breath and called 001. "Go downstairs, I'm downstairs." As soon as he heard Lin Wanting's voice, the embarrassment and annoyance just now came up again. Therefore, Li Mo's voice was very cold to Lin Wanting, and he unconsciously used a commanding tone. But 001 didn't care, because she couldn't understand that kind of emotion at all. 001 came down very quickly, wearing only a thin nightgown. Of course, the style was the same as Lin Wanting's usual dressing style, gentle and not revealing. However, when Li Mo saw it, he felt like his head was about to explode. She came out to meet a man in the middle of the night dressed like this. What was she thinking in her mind? In particular, Li Mo's good eyesight allowed him to clearly see that the girl was not wearing underwear, which made him think of the scene he saw through the video before. Li Mo quickly covered his nose. He felt that he had the urge to have a nosebleed again. Of course, Li Mo's mood also became more exasperated because of 001's behavior. He suddenly put down his hand, vigorously pulled 001 to a hidden place, and forcibly put his coat on the other party's shoulders. 001 blinked his eyes in confusion. He stared at Li Mo with his crystal clear eyes, as if he was the one who was thinking dirty. Li Mo couldn't help but exhale, staring at 001 and said, "What the hell are you thinking? Do you know what you are doing?" People like Lin Wanting, who were thoughtful and meticulous in handling things, would not be unaware of the consequences of things. However, because of Lin Wanting's consistent character, it also made Li Mo believe that she was not the person who used this kind of means to seduce him. However, Li Mo was really about to go crazy because of Lin Wanting. Of course, 001 would not understand the reason why Li Mo did this. She just thought that the men on Earth were really delicate. "I know very well." 001 answered firmly. She had always been strong-willed. She would not be confused, shaken, or flinched. She was very clear about her task and goal. However, 001's words made Liemo stunned, and he looked at her in disbelief. Liemo almost lost his voice. He murmured, "Then why do you do this?" Liemo had a faint guess in his heart, but he dared not believe it, and his heart was about to jump out. 001 did not know Liemo's mood. She replied without hesitation, "Of course, because that person is you. You are not someone else." Getting the answer he expected, Liemo's whole heart was full, and the blush spread uncontrollably from his neck to his cheeks. Liemo's eyes flickered, and he almost did not dare to look directly at Lin Wanting. Just like last time, Liemo was defeated in front of 001, and he could not find the momentum he had when he came. However, before leaving, Liemo still couldn't help whispering to 001, "Remember, don't do this in front of others." 001 nodded obediently, and then Liemo left in a trance. After returning to his dormitory, Liemo suddenly woke up. What had he just said to Lin Wanting? It seemed that Lin Wanting could only wear it for him to see. Was this what he thought subconsciously? Liemo couldn't help covering his face. He couldn't face this cruel fact. The school and other universities were going to hold a friendly competition. Liemo and 001 were both selected because of their excellent grades. They were all treated very well. But because they were from different departments, Liemo and 001 did not sit together. This made Liemo's heart not know whether to breathe a sigh of relief or be a little disappointed. After arriving at the booked hotel, there were some precautions that Liemo and the others were responsible for, and they needed to explain to the people of other departments. However, they gave the task of Lin Wanting to Liemo, and they kept winking at him. Obviously, they thought that it was a good opportunity for Liemo to get close to a beautiful woman, which made Liemo's heart ripple. He tried to calm himself down, and then went to the door of Lin Wanting's room and knocked on the door. 001 had just taken a bath and went to open the door for him, which made Liemo stunned, because the clothes that 001 was wearing was the shirt that Liemo had worn before. Liemo. This kind of impact made Liemo's head feel like it was going to explode. Lin Wanting was wearing his own shirt, and she was wearing nothing else. This was an extremely ambiguous move, not to mention that it showed Lin Wanting's good figure at a glance. Before Liemo came to his senses, he quickly reached out and closed the door. But 001 didn't feel anything. She turned around and walked into the room, apologizing as she walked. "I'm sorry, Liemo. I dropped my hair clip under the bed. I'll go pick it up. Sit down for a while." Liemo was walking behind 001. He could see her fair, tender, and alluring legs that were exposed under the hem of her shirt. And as 001 walked, the beautiful scenery on her body was looming, and Liemo's body unconsciously became hot. Liemo felt that the air here made him unable to breathe, and his whole head was swollen. At this time, 001 still gave Liemo a fatal blow. Of course, he had to bend down to pick up things. Moreover, 001 knelt down in front of Liemo with his back to him, and reached out to search under the bed. Liemo looked normal on the surface, but he knew that he couldn't act as if nothing had happened. It was precisely because the impact was too great that he tried to cover it up. However, Liemo clearly knew that he was avoiding a certain feeling, but 001's behavior made him unable to ignore it. Liemo consciously avoided 001, but he couldn't help but pay attention to her. Why didn't she look at him now? Was she angry? Or was it that thought that made his heart sink? Liemo didn't even dare to think about it. Or did she not like him anymore? Wasn't this what he wanted her to do from the start? But why was it so hard for him to accept it now? Liemo, who was relieved that 001 did not frequently pay attention to him and disturb his heart lake, breathed a sigh of relief. At this time, his mood was completely depressed. In fact, 001 felt that she had performed her recent task very well. She had done everything that was mentioned in the secret love handbook. She didn't have to stare at people so urgently anymore. Moreover, it was said that it was very comfortable to soak in hot springs on the earth, which made 001 very curious and eager to try. Chapter 332. Sweet little angels. Liemo grabbed Lin Wanting's hand tightly. He glared at him fiercely. It looked like it was going to eat someone. To be honest, 001 was really frightened by Li Mo's fierce appearance, so he had never been like this before. The handsome and indifferent young man seemed to have suddenly turned into a hungry wolf. Of course 001 was not afraid. She was confident that even if Li Mo really turned into a wolf, he would not be eaten by him. Therefore 001 was still very calm. Li Mo, let me go. Something happened outside. 001 just calmly narrated this fact to Li Mo, without any emotion. Li Mo was too angry with 001. His eyes were bloodshot, and he couldn't help but sneer. Lin Wanting, you've successfully driven me crazy. You win. Just as 001 was feeling puzzled, after Li Mo finished speaking, he pressed his lips against hers. Li Mo said that the long period of suppressed longing and anger had created this passionate and ferocious kiss. His skills were indeed lacking. Yes, but enthusiasm makes up for it. Just like that, he bumped into 001's mouth. He forcefully curled his tongue around hers. They made loud clicking sounds of kissing. This voice stimulated Li Mo's desire even more. As he gazed, his body became hotter and hotter. The intention of venting had changed. Li Mo became more and more addicted to it. He could not help but hug 001 tightly. He kept adjusting his posture and angle. It would be easier for him to kiss her. 001's eyes widened in disbelief. She had long been stunned. This human behavior was attributed to reproduction, which meant that Li Mo wanted to have children with her. 001. She was frightened at last, and her and Error's dull and thick nerves were aware that the script in their hands was not quite right. Of course, what they were playing was a crush. The target of the mission wanted to have children with her. So how could it be considered a crush? Because of this, 001 was unable to move for a long time, allowing Li Mo to do whatever he wanted to her. Li Mo held 001's waist tightly with one hand, and her neck with the other, pressing her against him. Li Mo's mouth wrapped around her pink lips, sucking and kissing them forcefully. His breathing became more and more rapid. After a long while, Li Mo reluctantly let go of 001 while panting. However, his lips couldn't help but linger on the corner of her lips, and he couldn't help but peck at it. Li Mo's eyes were still red from the passion from before, but he was suppressing it with all his might. Just like the surging desire in his body, it couldn't be quenched by a mere kiss. However, Li Mo only appeared to be flushed, and his breath was hot. He still retained his sobriety and sanity. When Li Mo saw that 001 still hadn't reacted, his eyes softened, and his heart was full of love. He couldn't help kissing 001's white and smooth face. His lips caressed her skin, and he said softly, "Wan, let's be together." Li Mo's kiss itself explained a lot of problems. It represented his compromise with Lin Wanting. He finally didn't want to escape anymore, and he didn't want to resist the feeling of Lin Wanting in his heart. It also showed that Li Mo was willing to forget the past and start over with Lin Wanting. He had never been a casual person. This decision was absolutely serious. However, now it was 001 and Error's turn to be stunned. They couldn't accept it. How could this be? 001 and Error almost wanted to beat themselves to death. Were they going to fail their mission? They couldn't imagine it. Although 001 didn't answer for a long time, Li Mo was not in a hurry. He just kissed her slowly and asked her in a sexy and seductive voice. Li Mo's last syllable was so seductive that it made one's ears feel like they were about to get pregnant. Li Mo held 001 in his arms, stroked her gently, and waited patiently for her answer. I think it doesn't matter. Anyway, you want to experience the 7 emotions and 6 desires of the earth. Isn't falling in love with someone also a part of it? What's more, this is before Sun Jiaoyang comes back, so we won't ruin the plot. Anyway, after Sun Jiaoyang comes back, Li Mo will definitely break up with you. 001 felt that what Error said was very reasonable, so she nodded calmly to Li Mo and said, "Okay." 001's answer made Li Mo's heart beat very fast for a moment, and then he was overwhelmed by a burst of ecstasy. Although Li Mo had expected that Lin Wanting would not refuse him at all, after all, it was so obvious that she liked him. However, hearing her consent in person, Li Mo's face unconsciously showed a bright smile. Liemo couldn't wait to hold 001 tightly in his arms. He couldn't help but bury his cheek in her neck, and said in a muffled voice, "That's great." However, after the ferocious joy subsided, Liemo also felt that something was amiss. The faint feeling of emptiness couldn't be ignored, but Liemo temporarily suppressed it. Liemo's strong emotions couldn't affect 001. She just felt very confused. After all, she didn't understand why things had developed to this point. She always thought that she had completed the mission well. Don't think about it. It's not your fault. It must be that the male creatures on the earth have different ideas. 001 also accepted Error's statement. Otherwise, it couldn't be explained at all. After Liemo and 001 confirmed their relationship, he didn't hide anything anymore. After all, Liemo had resisted and suppressed himself before. Now that he had admitted it, he naturally didn't care about it anymore. Liemo and 001 sat together, snuggling intimately. His hand held 001's small hand. Under the cover of their sight, Liemo couldn't help but gently play with the small hand in his palm. His lips couldn't help but curl up. He had a relaxed and happy smile on his face, which he had never had before. 001 tried to ignore the discomfort in her hand. Error had checked for her. This was the most basic intimacy between men and women on the earth. She shouldn't refuse it. 001 turned her head to the outside of the car. At this time, they were competing to sit on the bus on the way back. Chapter 333. Sweet little angels. He had to admit that. When he was waiting for Lin wanting to talk to Jiatong, his heart unconsciously became nervous. He hadn't had a video call with Lin Wanting yet, so this perspective was very strange. However, Lin Wanting's voice was very good at easing this feeling. Liemo suppressed his tumbling emotions and told him what Mama Li had told him. This made the smile on 001's face widen. He said in surprise, "That's great, help me thank Auntie." Hearing Lin Wanting's words and looking at her expression, Liemo's lips unconsciously revealed a smile. Thus, his words became even gentler. "Just you wait, I still have some here. I'll show you which flavor you like." When Liemo left, 001 took off his clothes and began to change into his pajamas. When Liemo re-entered the video interface, what he saw was a small and delicate white waist, and there were even more beautiful and alluring scenery above it. The phone in Liemo's hand immediately fell to the ground, making a very loud sound that was heard by the other students in the dormitory. Liemo's nosebleed finally couldn't help but flow out. He hurriedly covered his nose with his hand. Although Liemo's speed was fast enough, however, there were still a few drops that landed on his blanket, revealing a glaring red color. Liemo was completely stunned. His mind was completely filled with the scene he had just seen. 001, on the other hand, looked at the black video in confusion after changing his clothes. Why did Liemo suddenly hang up? After Liemo regained his senses, he hurriedly covered his phone. He was afraid that others would see such a restricted scene. However, the always cold and calm school hunk had become like this, which naturally attracted the attention of his roommates. Especially when they saw that Liemo had a nosebleed, they all revealed a tacit smile between men. "Liemo. Ah, Liemo. I didn't expect you to be like this, Liemo." "That's right. Tell me, did you secretly watch an action movie by yourself just now? Look, he's burning with lust." Liemo was speechless. He really couldn't explain himself. Moreover, in a sense, what they said wasn't wrong. It was precisely because of this that Liemo felt extremely defeated and speechless. Liemo's silence made them even more excited. Liemo simply ignored them and rushed to the entrance of dormitory 001. Liemo rushed over in one breath. When he reached downstairs, his mind calmed down. What was he doing? However, since he was already here, it was impossible for Liemo to back down. Therefore, he took a deep breath and called 001. "Go downstairs, I'm downstairs." As soon as he heard Lin Wanting's voice, the feeling of shame and annoyance just now came up again. Therefore, Liemo's voice was very cold to Lin Wanting, and he unconsciously used a commanding tone. But 001 didn't care, because she couldn't understand that kind of emotion at all. 001 came down very quickly, wearing only a thin nightgown. Of course, The style was the same as Lin Wanting's usual dressing style, gentle and not revealing. However, in Li Mo's eyes, it still made his brain explode. She dressed like this to meet a man in the middle of the night. What was she thinking in her mind? In particular, Li Mo's good eyesight allowed it to clearly see that the girl was not wearing underwear, which made him think of the scene he saw through the video before. Li Mo quickly covered his nose. He felt that he had the urge to have a nosebleed again. Of course, Li Mo's mood also became more exasperated because of 001's behavior. He suddenly put down his hand, vigorously pulled 001 to a hidden place, and forcibly put his coat on the other party's shoulders. 001 blinked his eyes in confusion. He stared at Li Mo with his crystal-clear eyes, as if he was the one who was thinking dirty. Li Mo couldn't help but exhale, staring at 001 and said, "What the hell are you thinking? Do you know what you are doing?" People like Lin Wanting, who were thoughtful and meticulous in handling things, would not be unaware of the consequences of things. However, because of Lin Wanting's consistent character, it also made Li Mo believe that she was not the person who used this kind of means to seduce him. However, Li Mo was really about to go crazy because of Lin Wanting. Of course, 001 would not understand the reason why Li Mo did this. She just thought that the men on Earth were really delicate. "I know very well," 001 answered firmly. She had always been strong-willed. She would not be confused, shaken, or flinched. She was very clear about her task and goal. However, 001's words made Li Mo stunned, and he looked at her in disbelief. Li Mo almost lost his voice. He murmured, "Then why do you do this?" Li Mo had a faint guess in his heart, but he dared not believe it, and his heart was about to jump out. 001 did not know Li Mo's mood. She replied without hesitation, "Of course, because that person is you. You are not someone else." Getting the answer he expected, Li Mo's whole heart was full, and the blush spread uncontrollably from his neck to his cheeks. Li Mo's eyes flickered, and he almost did not dare to look directly at Lin Wanting. Just like last time, Li Mo was defeated in front of 001, and he could not find the momentum he had when he came. However, before leaving, Li Mo still couldn't help whispering to 001, "Remember, don't do this in front of others." 001 nodded obediently, and then Li Mo left in a trance. After returning to his dormitory, Li Mo suddenly woke up. What had he just said to Lin Wanting? It seemed that Lin Wanting could only wear it for him to see. Was this what he thought subconsciously? Li Mo couldn't help covering his face. He couldn't face this cruel fact. The school and other universities were going to hold a friendly competition. Li Mo and 001 were both selected because of their excellent grades. They were all treated very well, but because they were from different departments, Li Mo and 001 did not sit together. Li Mo didn't know whether he should heave a sigh of relief or feel a little disappointed. Chapter 334. Li Mo might have understood Lin Wanting's intentions later on. He did not explain but silently distanced himself from Lin Wanting. He did not explain, but silently distanced himself from Lin Wanting. Lin Wanting was a smart girl. She should be able to understand Li Mo's meaning. Lin Wanting had not said this kind of thing clearly. If it was really made clear, both sides would be embarrassed. Lin Wanting stayed by Li Mo's side for 6 years after Sun Jiaoyang left. She was always a friend who was neither close nor distant. It was not until Sun Jiaoyang returned home that Li Mo and she rekindled their old relationship. This made Lin Wanting very painful, but seeing Li Mo's happiness, she also wished them well and then left alone, regretting it for the rest of her life. "You've said so much, what's the problem?" 001 asked in confusion. "Error. I knew you didn't understand. The person who has a problem in this world is this Lin Wanting. I don't want to do it anymore." "Why?" "Error. Although it's a good habit to ask if you don't understand, you really have too many whys." Error gritted his teeth and said to 001. Then, he answered 001's questions. "No. It should be the solitary roar of an Earth woman." "Idiot, idiot, idiot. I'm AF * King Idiot." Upon hearing this, 001 and Error were stunned. One had to know that this Ms. Lin Wanting came from a scholarly family, It was not an exaggeration to say that she was a lady from a wealthy family. Looking at 001's quiet appearance, Error swallowed his saliva and said, "Perhaps this is not to perish in silence, but to erupt in silence." After hearing Error say this, 001 immediately looked at it with admiration. "Error, you're so amazing. You've just come to Earth, and you already know so much." Error raised his tail reservedly and said, "It's nothing. I just happen to be a little smarter than you." 001 nodded. She had no objection to this. Then, the beautiful lady in the video continued to stomp her feet, her ferocious expression ruining her tranquil and scholarly aura. "Liemo didn't flirt with me, and he didn't give me any wrong hints. On the contrary, he didn't give me any chances at all. Of course, he's not a scumbag, and I don't have any opinions about him. Even my love rival Sun Jiaoyang is the same. I'm just hating myself for not living up to my expectations. Would it kill you to King confess your feelings for him openly? You were the one who met Liemo first and fell in love with him first, but you didn't dare to say it out loud. But someone else did. You just watched them show off their love every day. Okay, they finally broke up. I didn't expect that I would be such a coward. I just quietly stayed by the side of the person I liked for 6 years, and then watched them reunite and fall in love again. I really didn't use any strength to pry him away. Even if you're a guardian, you should at least do something for Liemo. In the end, I really did nothing but like him." Otherwise, even if she didn't say that she liked him, she had done so much for Liemo in secret for 6 years. How could he not be touched? If she confessed at this time, even if he didn't like her and was willing to date her, the chances of them going out together would be very high. In the end, she really didn't seize the chance at all. In this case, how could she have the face to regret it for the rest of her life? It was clear that she didn't do her best. Otherwise, if she did her best for the person she liked, it would be a beautiful memory when she was old, not a regret. Moreover, Lin Wanting didn't expect that she would regret it for the rest of her life. If she really liked Liemo that much, it would have been good if she had tried all ways to get him when she was young. In short, Lin Wanting didn't want to face a fool like herself, so she quit, and then the world went out of control. 001 felt that Lin Wanting's vulgar and harsh voice was too ugly. She was such a beautiful person. Everyone has a different way of liking someone. You shouldn't insult yourself like that. Although I don't understand feelings, I also know that Ms. Lin's self-control and waiting for you when she was young was very beautiful. No matter, you don't have to say more. In short, I seem to have activated some kind of mechanism, and I can no longer go back to the good old days." After that, Lin Wanting disappeared, leaving 001 and Error looking at each other. "What should we do, Error? Do you still remember our mission? Since she quit, then you have to replace her to maintain the plot of this world." 001 remembered the real reason why they came to Earth. It turned out that this was the mission. Do you understand?" 2 asked 001 seriously. 001 nodded solemnly, took over the mission as usual, and performed the highest Araga etiquette. "I understand, I will complete it. Yes, we just do what Lin Wanting wants. This shouldn't be difficult." 001 and its companion were both very confident in themselves. After all, they always completed the best missions on planet Araga. At this time, it is already the summer vacation after Lin Wanting and the others graduated from high school. Sun Jiaoyang has already gone abroad. 001 was surprised. It seems that Ms. Lin just feels that the next 6 years are unbearable. You are really good. You actually used an idiom correctly. Error's praise made 001 proud. "This is nothing. I can't be arrogant. I still need to work hard. I detected that there is a mission that Ms. Lin should do tonight. It is time for us to go." "What is it?" 001 asked curiously. "It's Ms. Lin. She should have found Liemo's whereabouts tonight. She followed him all the way to the bar and watched him from a distance." "Are you saying that Ms. Lin followed a man and watched him for the whole night?" For some reason, 001 his tone became a little subtle. "Not all night. After Liemo went home after drinking, Ms. Lin watched him go home and left. It turns out that the females on Earth are also so powerful. 001 couldn't help but murmur. She thought of a fugitive she had chased on planet Araga. She had followed several men, and then killed them. Those men hid in the corner and cried. Later, when he caught the criminal, they walked out of the shadow. Chapter 335. Sweet little angels Lililaliemo. What's the matter? Lin Wanting's voice was as gentle as ever, causing Limo's ears to twitch slightly. He had to admit it. While he was waiting for Lin Wanting Jiatong, his heart unconsciously tensed up. He hadn't had a video chat with Lin Wanting yet, so this was a very strange perspective. However, Lin Wanting's voice was very good at dispelling this feeling. Liemo suppressed his tumbling emotions and told her what Mama Li had told him. The smile on 001's face widened. He said in pleasant surprise, "That's great. Thank Auntie for me." Hearing what Lin Wanting said, looking at her expression, the corners of Limo's lips also unconsciously curled into a smile. Thus, the words that came out of his mouth became even gentler. "Just you wait. I still have some here. Let me show you which flavor you like." When Liemo left, 001 took off his clothes and began to change into pajamas. When Liemo re-entered the video interface, the first thing he saw was a small, delicate, and fair waist, and even more beautiful and alluring scenery above it. The phone in Limo's hand immediately fell to the ground, making a loud noise that was heard by all the other students in the dormitory. Liemo could not help but have a nosebleed. He hurriedly covered his nose with his hand. Even though Liemo was fast enough, however, there were still a few drops that landed on his blanket, revealing a glaring red color. Liemo was dumbfounded. His mind was completely filled with what he had just seen. After changing his clothes, 001 looked at the black video in confusion. Why did Liemo suddenly hang up? After Liemo regained his senses, he hurriedly covered his phone, afraid that others would see such a restricted image. However, the school hunk, who had always been cold and calm, had become like this, which naturally attracted the attention of his roommates. Especially when they saw that Liemo had a nosebleed, they all revealed a knowing smile between men. "Liemo. Ah, Liemo. I didn't expect you to be like this, Liemo." "That's right. Tell me, did you secretly watch an action movie by yourself just now? Look, he's burning with lust." Liemo was speechless. He really couldn't explain himself. Moreover, in a sense, what they said wasn't wrong. It was precisely because of this that Liemo felt extremely defeated and speechless. Limo's silence made them even more excited. Liemo simply ignored them and rushed to the entrance of dormitory 001. Liemo rushed over in one breath. When he got downstairs, his mind calmed down. What was he doing? However, since he was already here, Liemo couldn't back down. Therefore, he took a deep breath and called 001. "Go downstairs, I'm downstairs." As soon as he heard Lin Wanting's voice, the embarrassment and annoyance just now came up again. Therefore, Limo's voice was very cold to Lin Wanting, and he unconsciously used a commanding tone. On the other hand, 001 didn't care, because she couldn't understand that kind of emotion at all. 001 came down very quickly, wearing only a thin nightgown. Of course, the style was the same as Lin Wanting's usual dressing style, gentle and not revealing. However, in Limo's eyes, it still made his brain explode. She came out to meet a man dressed like this in the middle of the night. What was she thinking in her mind? In particular, Limo's good eyesight allowed him to clearly see that the girl wasn't wearing any underwear, which reminded him of the scene he saw through the video before. Liemo quickly covered his nose. He felt that he had the urge to have a nosebleed again. Of course, Limo's mood also became more anxious because of 001's behavior. He suddenly put down his hand, vigorously pulled 001 to a hidden place, and forced his coat on the other party's shoulders. 001 blinked his eyes in confusion. He stared at Liemo with his crystal-clear eyes, as if he was the one who was thinking dirty. Liemo couldn't help but exhale, staring at 001 and said, "What the hell are you thinking? Do you know what you're doing?" Lin Wanting is a thoughtful and meticulous person, so she will not be unaware of the consequences of this matter. However, because of Lin Wanting's consistent character, Liemo also believed that she was not the person who used this kind of means to seduce him. However, Liemo was really about to go crazy because of Lin wanting. Of course, 001 would not understand the reason why Liemo did this. She just thought that the men on Earth were really meticulous. I know very well. 001's answer was loud and clear. She had always been strong-willed. She would not be confused, shaken, nor would she retreat. She was very clear about her task and goal. However, 001's words made Liemo stunned, and he looked at her in disbelief. Liemo almost lost his voice. He murmured, "Then why do you do this?" Liemo had a faint guess in his heart, but he dared not believe it, and his heart was about to jump out. 001 didn't know how Liemo felt. She replied without hesitation. "Of course, because that person is you. You're not someone else." After getting the answer he had expected, Liemo's whole heart was full, and the blush spread uncontrollably from his neck to his cheeks. Liemo's eyes flickered, and he almost didn't dare to look directly at Lin wanting. Just like last time, Liemo was defeated in front of 001, and he could not find the momentum he had when he came. However, before leaving, Liemo still couldn't help whispering to 001, "Remember, don't do this in front of others." 001 nodded obediently, and then Liemo left in a trance. After returning to his dormitory, Liemo suddenly woke up. What had he just said to Lin wanting? It seemed that Lin wanting could only wear it for him to see. Was this what he thought subconsciously? Liemo couldn't help covering his face. He couldn't face this cruel fact. Their school and other universities were going to hold a friendly match. Liemo and 001 were selected because of their excellent grades. They were all treated very well. But because they were in different departments, Liemo and 001 didn't sit together. Liemo didn't know whether he should heave a sigh of relief or feel a little disappointed. After arriving at the booked hotel, there were some precautions that Liemo was responsible for, and they needed to explain to the people in other departments. However, they gave the task of Lin wanting's side to Liemo, and they kept winking at him. Obviously, they thought that it was a good opportunity for Liemo to get close to a beautiful woman, which made Liemo's heart ripple. He tried to calm himself down, and then went to knock on the door of Lin wanting's room. 001 had just taken a shower, and went to open the door for him, which made Liemo stunned. Because the clothes that 001 was wearing were the shirt that Liemo had worn before. Liemo. This kind of impact made Liemo's head feel like it was going to explode. Lin wanting was wearing his shirt, and she was wearing nothing else. This was an extremely ambiguous move, not to mention that it showed Lin wanting's good figure at a glance. Before Liemo came to his senses, he quickly reached out and closed the door. But 001 didn't feel it. She turned around and walked into the room, saying apologetically, "I'm sorry, Liemo. I dropped my hair clip under the bed. I'll go pick it up. You sit for a while." Liemo was walking behind 001. He could see her fair, tender, and alluring legs that were exposed under the hem of her shirt. And as 001 walked, the beautiful scenery on her body was looming, and Liemo's body unconsciously became hot. Liemo felt that the air here made him unable to breathe, and his whole head was swollen. At this time, 001 still gave Liemo a fatal blow. Of course, she had to bend down to pick up things, and 001 knelt down in front of Liemo with her back to him, and reached out to feel under the bed. Chapter 336. Sweet Little Angels Lila. Don't worry, I understand. I will do according to the above requirements, but I will never admit that I like Liemo. That's right, you've become smarter after coming to Earth. This is indeed a good place. Therefore, when he was in cram school, Liemo felt like the back of his head was about to be on fire. 001 was just doing what Lin wanting had done previously. She kept staring at Liemo. It was obvious that a shy and reserved lady was staring at her sweetheart's gaze. It was different from 001's stare, but 001 couldn't feel the difference. Liemo could not ignore 001's gaze, so he turned to look at 001 and asked faintly, "Classmate Lin, what's the matter?" "It's nothing," 001 said without hesitation. Then she thought for a moment. She had to emphasize one thing, so she quickly said, "I don't like you, Liemo." Lee Mo looked at 001's eyes with a complicated expression, and his expression became complicated. 001 did not know that there was a kind of thing in this world that was called trying to cover up. Lee Mo had never been a person who paid too much attention to girls, other than his previous girlfriend, Sun Jiaoyang. This was the only one he knew more about. Even though Lin Wanting had been sitting behind him the whole time, neither of them were warm and talkative people. They didn't talk much. Lee Mo's impression of Lin Wanting was also that she had a good personality and good grades. She had a good relationship with her classmates. He often heard others talking about her, but Lee Mo did not care. However, looking at Lin Wanting like this, Lee Mo suddenly remembered what his mother had said to him this morning. "Mo, it was a cute and beautiful girl who sent you back last night, but I promised her that I wouldn't say it. You're so smart, you should be able to understand, right?" Mama Lee looked at Lee Mo and said meaningfully. Lee Mo was stunned. Why would he think of Lin Wanting? With her personality, how could she possibly go to a bar? Even just now, Lee Mo felt that he seemed to have sensed that she had different feelings for him, but he did not suspect her. However, it still left a mark in Lee Mo's heart. Lee Mo pursed his lips and turned around. On the other hand, 001 and Error heaved a sigh of relief. They even felt that they were very smart. I have to look at you in a whole new light. You've done really well. It looks like we can complete the mission very well. 001 nodded and said happily, "Yes, it looks easier than I thought." When the class was over, Lee Mo and his friends were talking about entrepreneurship. 001 was still standing not far away and staring at him. Her eyes could not be ignored. Lee Mo's friends all patted him on the shoulder jokingly. The meaning was self-evident. 001's situation made them think that Lin Wanting liked Lee Mo. Lee Mo frowned. He did not like them to treat their feelings in such a frivolous way. But Lee Mo knew that they were not malicious, so he did not say much. It was just that Lee Mo's mind was troubled because of a girl other than Sun Jiaoyang, which was rare. Lin Wanting did not confess to him. He could ignore her and keep a distance from her. But Lee Mo felt that it was too difficult to ignore Lin Wanting, because her love for him was too obvious. Later, when Lee Mo went to the toilet, Lin Wanting was still following him. It was really unbearable for Lee Mo. Why did Lee Mo know that the person behind him was Lin Wanting without turning around? That was because he had become familiar with her gaze. How scary was that? Lee Mo was a cold person, although it made his handsome face more charming. He often dressed simply, and his black and white were classic. Lee Mo was indeed a veritable flower on a high mountain. He was far more mature and calm than his peers. Except when facing Sun Jiaoyang, he would occasionally have a faint smile like spring flowers blooming. This kind of Lee Mo was very rational. He would hardly lose his composure for anything, except when Sun Jiaoyang left him. However, at this time, Lee Mo's face was very bad. He almost showed anger. "What do you want to do?" Lee Mo almost gnashed his teeth at Lin Wanting. Lee Mo grabbed Lin Wanting and restrained her against the wall of the corridor. Lee Mo was very careful not to use too much strength. He would not hurt Lin Wanting, nor would he let himself touch her too much. Almost at the moment when Lee Mo moved, 001 reacted. She instinctively wanted to throw Lee Mo away. Chapter 337. Sweet little angels Lilila, but she still needed to work hard on the remaining 8 and follow the 2 that she had completed before. "Not bad, I didn't expect you to have such a good comprehension. Keep up the good work like before." After being encouraged by the error, this made 001 even more confident in herself. The cram school emphasized a balance between work and rest, not to mention that this was indeed a special class. The students here could not just have good academic results, but also a comprehensive development. Therefore, the teacher organized an outing for the cram school. They had to bring their own materials, cooking and building sleeping tents, etc. Although 001 did not understand any common sense on Earth, the people on planet Araga already had the most powerful receiver and data processing center. Those academic problems. 001 scanned and analyzed again, and the answer came out. Therefore, 001's results were slightly better than Lin Wanting's previous results, faintly approaching Lee Mo. This made Lee Emo unable to help but look at her. For some reason, he suddenly thought of a sentence, turning it into the power of the broken love guard. Lee Emo was not a person who liked to think too much, but Lin Wanting's recent actions could not help but make him think too much. 001 felt that he always wanted to have physical contact with the other party and divert his attention when the other party was looking at a beautiful woman. These 2 points could be skipped directly. Because Lin Wanting was too shy, it was impossible for him to have physical contact with Lee Emo. And Lee Emo was not a person who looked at beautiful women. Then 001 began to implement the 5th point. He always wanted to know the other party's secrets. She had to investigate this in secret. After all, it was impossible for Lin Wanting to ask openly. Of course, 001 felt that observation was the most effective way to gather information, just like how she had fought in the past. To understand her sweetheart, it was nothing more than his likes and habits. This was all told to 001 by the error from a Baidu search. Therefore, from the moment Lee Emo stepped into the campus, 001 brazenly used her burning gaze to fall on him. As she read, she took out a notebook and pen and wrote it down. Today it's still a white shirt and trousers. After several days of observation, 001 had discovered Lee Mo's style of dressing. She wrote a note on the side. This can be used as a reference for gifts for Lee Emo in the future. But 001 thought of the 10th point in the Secret Love Handbook. The gift should be close to the body. This doesn't seem to be close enough. 001 glanced at Lee Mo's lower body. She immediately scanned Lee Mo's body data, analyzed his model, and wrote it down. This way, it would be easier to send underwear to him in the future. Lee Emo suddenly felt a chill run down his spine, but he couldn't tell why. He still felt that Lin Wanting's gaze sent chills down his spine. It was as if ever since the college entrance examinations, Lin Wanting had let go of some burden. In Lee Mo's eyes, Lin Wanting was still gentle and introverted. She would not declare her love as enthusiastically and boldly as Sun Jiaoyang. However, when Lee Emo thought of Lin Wanting's bright eyes staring at him, he firmly denied it with his mouth, which really made his mood a little complicated. Lin Wanting was to show that she liked him in every way, but she didn't say it with her mouth, which was the opposite of Sun Jiaoyang. Even when they were eating in the canteen, Lin Wanting sat not far away from him and stared at him. She looked at him while eating, which made Lee Emo have an illusion that he was the food on her plate. Lee Mo's friends didn't have time to make fun of him. Being stared at so passionately while eating, they all felt uncomfortable. 001 quickly stored all the information in her mind. She remembered all the food that Lee Emo liked to eat. After the meal, Lee Emo couldn't help but stop Lin Wanting. Yes, this lady never came up to talk to him. It seemed that she didn't disturb his life at all, except for her figure everywhere, and her eyes on him all the time. Lin Wanting came and left quietly, but Lee Emo couldn't ignore her. He couldn't bear it anymore, so he stopped her. Lin Wanting, what are you doing? Lee Mo's tone became impolite. Although he had a cold temperament, he would never be rude to girls. It seemed that he was really forced by 001. I'm eating. 001 answered naturally. She didn't understand why Lee Emo asked such an obvious question. Didn't he even know this? Lee Emo felt helpless again. He gnashed his teeth and asked directly, why do you always appear beside me and stare at me all the time? Chapter 338. Sweet little angels Lilila. But no matter what she did, every single one of them caused Lee Mo's face to turn red. Lee Emo wished he could roll up the underwear in his hand and throw it away like a hot potato. However, he remembered that this was a gift Lin Wanting wanted to give him. In the end, he hesitated and decided to stay. But as soon as he saw it, this annoyed Lee Emo, and he couldn't help but blush. However, it was so ostentatious about its existence that Lee Emo couldn't ignore it. Just like Lin Wanting, it was very quiet. But it was with Lee Emo that his presence was strong. 001, on the other hand, was very happy after giving away the gift. She thought that she was very considerate. Lee Emo would definitely be very happy. Lee Emo and Lin Wanting were different majors, but sometimes they had the same lessons. Moreover, Lin Wanting wanted to see Lee Emo naturally. He had chosen the same elective course as him. 001 will not change either. In fact, Liemo wanted to avoid Lin Wanting. He didn't want to see her just yet. Whenever he saw Lin Wanting, he would think of the underwear that he had kept at the bottom of the box and would never take out to wear in his entire life. His cheeks would turn red, but he couldn't help but feel angry at Lin Wanting. On the other hand, Lin Wanting did not feel anything as usual. He greeted Liemo warmly. However, Liemo faintly greeted Lin Wanting, looking very indifferent. When Xiang Hua, who was in the dormitory behind Lin Wanting, saw this, her eyes lit up. 001 didn't think there was anything wrong with Liemo's attitude, but Sun Sun felt wronged for her. Ah, Wanting, why is he like this? Wasn't that right? The girl greeted him with such an attitude. Wasn't he just being petty and embarrassing? It would have been fine if they weren't familiar with each other. But that day, Liemo sent her to the dormitory and even helped her clean up. It was obvious that the two of them had a close relationship. Liemo's attitude was unreasonable. He has always been like this. 001 replied naturally. This made Sun Sun look at her with eyes full of sympathy. She made up a tens of thousands of words in her mind. 001 sad love story. 001 didn't notice it, but Xiang Hua behind them had already raised the corner of her mouth with a sneer. Liemo didn't want to see it, but 001 wouldn't let him succeed. Liemo thought that unlike high school, he and Lin Wanting would not have many interactions in college. However, it turned out that he was too naive. Lin Wanting was still the same as he was in high school, everywhere and everywhere. Of course, this didn't mean that she was like Sun Jiaoyang, chasing after him and trying to block him. He didn't know when it started, but his roommates in the dormitory started to look at Liemo in a strange way. Just like in high school, it was a publicly acknowledged secret that Lin Wanting liked Liemo. In the end, it was still the same in college. Lin Wanting had never said that she liked him, let alone publicized it. When others asked her, she would always get a negative answer. However, everyone thought that Lin Wanting didn't mean it, or that she was too shy to admit it. Because Lin Wanting's love for Liemo was too obvious. Anyone with a discerning eye could see it, so it was useless for her to deny it. The new secretary department's school beauty, like the business administration school hunk. This was their tacit understanding. Liemo. He thought of the feeling of being dominated by Lin Wanting's eyes in high school. Couldn't he escape when he was in college? No, one day he actually had to use the word escape, which was quite sad in itself. In the classroom, Liemo sat in his seat, looking straight ahead, listening to the teacher's lecture carefully. It wasn't until he smelled a familiar fragrance beside him that Liemo had a feeling that it was as he expected. The person sitting next to Liemo was naturally 001. This was the basic quality of a secret admirer, and 001 had always done a good job. However, in fact, the seat next to Liemo was indeed occupied by Lin Wanting, but she didn't do it herself. In addition to 001's roommate Sun Sun, who would help her occupy that seat, there was also Liemo's roommate. It was said that it was because 001's eyes were always on Liemo, and she tried every means to get close to him and inquire about him. Such infatuation moved them. Students from other faculties also did the same, helping her to secure seats beside Liemo. Chapter 339. Cute little angels. Could it be that he was such a fickle and playboy man? Sun Jiaoyang had only left him not long ago, and he had already started to pay attention to other women? However, Lin Wanting's every move made him feel helpless. But there was also an indescribable feeling. Liemo really couldn't help but care about it. These things made Liemo upset. He sat down by the pool and threw stones into it. Recent events flashed before his eyes. It was like a mess, which made Liemo's mood worse and worse. Liemo simply took off his clothes and put them aside. He plunged into the water. He wanted to calm himself down. A brain that had lost its rationality and calmness was the most terrifying. Things would only get worse and worse. At this moment 001 arrived here. When she heard the sound of the water, she increased her speed and shouted, "Liemo!" Liemo instinctively jumped out of the water. The water splashed everywhere, and he happened to meet 001's eyes on the shore. There was a deathly silence. Liemo was completely stunned. He didn't know how to react at all. 001, on the other hand, heaved a sigh of relief. Liemo was still alive. The night wind blew over, causing Liemo's body to involuntarily shrink. Only then did he wake up. Liemo suddenly realized. What kind of state was he in now? He had no clothes on, and was naked in the water. And Lin Wanting saw everything from the shore. Liemo's body was completely stiff, and so was his expression. He didn't know how to react at all. Liemo had never encountered such a difficult situation in his life. He even felt that he was very stupid to be entangled in those things just now. Compared to this, what did it count as? 001 doesn't know what Liemo is thinking. She looks at him motionless in the water. She watched him not move in the water. 001 smiled gently and said, Liemo, I'll pull you up. Liemo. Liemo turned his head around like a robot, making creaking sounds. Liemo's eyes widened uncontrollably, as if he was startled. This kind of expression had never appeared on Liemo's face, which was really an eye-opener. But upon closer inspection, this added a childish air to Liemo's body, making him look rather cute. Why was she just standing there and watching? Could it be that she was not frightened, and would not scream in panic? Surprisingly, Lin Wanting did not turn her back. She even stretched out her hand to pull him up with a calm expression. Could it be that he was making a fuss out of nothing? When a girl sees a naked man, it's not a big deal anymore. Liemo's mind was in a mess. He was confused by 001's actions. However, for the people of planet Araga, they did not need clothes in their form, so they did not feel anything when Liemo exposed himself. 001 frowned slightly, but why hadn't Liemo acted yet? The creatures on Earth were so fragile. If he stayed in the water for a long time, his body would not be well. Just as 001 was about to bend down to catch Missouri, the sound of footsteps and laughter came from the other side of the forest. 001 curiously turned her head to look at Liemo. At this time Liemo finally moved. He grabbed 001's hand and dragged her into the water. There was only one thought in Liemo's mind at that time. He must not let them see this. Otherwise, they would not be able to explain themselves. Liemo dragged 001 over, held her body in his arms, and took her to hide behind a big rock. However, Liemo realized that he had made a stupid decision, because he was not wearing anything, but he was pressed tightly against the warm and fragrant soft jade in his arms. In this chilly night wind and ice-cold pond water, the soft and smooth body in his arms was the only warmth he had. Hugging Lin Wanting tighter was the human instinct to absorb heat, but this made Liemo feel Lin Wanting's body more deeply, especially when Liemo's big hand covered Lin Wanting's small mouth. He felt her hot breath in his palm, and her delicate and soft lips. This caused Liemo's heart to involuntarily feel strange, like shallow ripples on the surface of a lake. Liemo's hand trembled uncontrollably. He put himself in a more awkward situation. But now he was really in a difficult position. 001 did not resist in Liemo's arms. She felt inexplicable about his series of actions, and she had no idea what he wanted to do. And the people who came were a man and a woman. They were not classmates but a young couple. Instead of sleeping in the middle of the night, the young couple came to this place. Was there a need to say what they were doing? Sure enough, the young couple did not say much, and went straight to the point. Soon, there was a flirtatious sound in the woods. Liemo. The skin covered by his hand, and the place where his body was pressed against Lin Wanting became hot. Liemo had never been so embarrassed in his life. If he could go back in time, Liemo would definitely not come here at night without sleeping. Even if he came here, he would not go down to take a bath, let alone pull Lin Wanting into the water. But there was no medicine for regret in this world. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Even if he wanted to dig a hole and hide in it, Liemo had to face it bravely. What was more embarrassing than watching a love-action movie with a girl? You were naked, and the girl was wet. What was worse was that the two of you were pressed against each other. Even if Liemo had no desire for Lin Wanting, he could not go against a man's instinct. Moreover, it was easy to arouse desire at night, and there was the excitement of a wild fight in the woods. As the sound in his ears grew louder and louder, Their movements became more and more intense. Feeling Lin wanting in his arms, Liemo could not help but breathe faster. He was very glad that Lin wanting was completely blocked. She could not see the situation on the other side, but she could hear it. This made the atmosphere between the two of them even more ambiguous, until Liemo's body reacted. Liemo was completely stiff, and he did not dare to look at 001 at all. However, his body seemed to be consciously rubbing 001, looking for the most comfortable way for himself. However, after the physical pleasure, he was faced with the torture of the soul. Such a combination of ice and fire really made Liemo have an indescribable feeling. Since the two people came in, 001 has been secretly watching their actions. That's right, a live broadcast of the two of them. It turns out that this is the reproduction of creatures on the Earth. The information has been collected. In the eyes of 001, this was just a normal human instinct. She did not feel anything else. She did not know all the complex psychological and physiological reactions of Liemo. Until 001 felt something behind him. 001 had analyzed it from the image just now. It was a male reproductive organ. This meant that the male wanted to go in and reproduce the next generation. But obviously, Liemo could not be here. 001 also understood that if it was not solved, it would damage the health of the Earth's males. The two people over there finally came to an end. They stopped and left in a hurry. 001 turned to look at Liemo and asked, "Are you okay?" Liemo. Since the two people left, Liemo relaxed his body a little, and his body felt weak. But in fact, Liemo's forehead was full of sweat, and it seemed that he was having a hard time holding back. The places that had hardened before did not soften at all. Liemo was very ashamed of his subconscious action of stroking Lin wanting, although he could not forget that feeling. However, it was suddenly exposed by Lin wanting, and blood rushed to Liemo's head. Liemo felt that the face in his life was completely lost in front of Lin wanting. Liemo was silent. He did not know what he should say to Lin wanting. 001 thought that she should help him. Was he embarrassed to ask? However, before 001 could speak, Liemo's eyes landed on her, and he quickly looked away as if he had been scalded by her. 001's clothes were all wet and stuck to her body. It was faintly discernible and fatally tempting. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Sword of Destiny YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.